Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang tanghali. All right. Yan. Welcome to our free webinar for February. Yan. This is our offering, no? Bago matapos ang February, we're giving you a free webinar. This is the free webinar on how emotional intelligence affects your leadership skills. Ayan. So I would like to again thank everyone for joining us for this afternoon's program. Just a quick check. Can you type in one if this is your first time to join our program? Yan. Can you actually hear me? And good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick check. Can you all hear me? Ayan, okay. Sige, mukhang natakpan yung mga sagot. Medyo delay ang mga dumadating na sagot sa akin. Ayan. Just a quick check again. Can you please type 1 if this is your first time to join our free webinar? Yan, para makita lang namin, no? Yan. So, for those joining us for the first time, welcome. Thank you for actually joining us today. By the way, my name is Amy Turla. I'm the project manager for Talent Reach. We are a human resource consulting company, and we have been conducting public programs, no, free and paid, since 2020. So for those joining us for the first time, and those who are our constant, no, our avid mga followers and joiners of our events, thank you again for joining us today. Okay, before we start, I would just like to share a few announcements, especially those who are following us. If you're not yet following us, please do follow us on our Facebook page. That's where we make our announcements on our program. So let me just quickly share my screen here. Yeah. Okay. 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 Can you all see my screen? Hope you are. Okay. So for 2024, we've prepared several programs that you can attend, no, both free and paid. So we'll be sharing with you the first one that we're having on March 22nd. So it's going to be a split schedule, but it's just one program, no? So it's going to be on March 22. The morning session will start at 10 until 12 noon, and then we will resume at 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. So it's a 4-hour session. So this is one of our premium workshops. So this is an improved version, no? So this is going to be, I think, the 4th batch. So we've run this skills workshop since 2021, and we've had successful attendees. Yan. Okay. So if you're interested, you can reach out to us on how you can join. I will also share the link later on how you can actually sign up, or if you just want to get some information about this program, you can see more details on the link that I will share later. All right. Yeah. Okay. For the rest of the programs, you can actually do a screenshot just so you can take note. Okay. So we'll have also our signature program. It's the HR Compass Masterclass, and also our in-demand workshop, which is the job evaluation and designing pay structure. So both of these workshops, by the way, are going to be hybrid. So there's going to be an online and also a face-to-face session. And then we're also going to have our program on mastering the art of interviewing. And on November, we'll have, this is a new program that we will run, writing effective job descriptions. And on December, we'll have the creating employee bonus and incentive program. Okay, so as Talent Reach is a human resource consulting company, and we're also providing in-house programs. So you may do a screenshot right now of the programs that we offer, and then you can actually inquire through the email that's you'll see at the bottom if you're interested to know more details about these programs. Okay. Yeah, there. Okay. And for the HR series, ito naman yon. Okay, so remember, if you would like to know more about our programs and consultancy services, you may reach out to us through our email. You can also follow us on our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, also on TikTok, and also you can visit our website, www.talentreachconsulting.com. Okay, I would like to share for the benefit of those watching us for the first time, allow us to introduce our speaker for today through a short video. Justin? All right. So without further ado, let me now turn you over to our speaker and Talent Reach founder and managing director, Mr. Ronnie Turla, certified human resource professional.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to our free webinar from Talent Reach for the month of February. So we would like to welcome everyone who's here in the room. So as usual, we are full pack. No, we are at 50 plus in our attendance for today. So again, thank you very much for always trying to make time, no, for attending our free webinar, no, from Talent Reach. So we really appreciate you giving the time, no, because we all know, no, that our time is really precious. Everyone here probably spending the time for work, no, or probably if you're at home doing your work as well, no. So hopefully, no, your time spent here with Talent Reach will be well worth it, no, for everyone who was here. Again, I see familiar names. Welcome again for joining us. Some familiar names with you. Some are current clients. Some are previous clients, and some are probably first time who have been following us. Now for today, this is our second offering for 2024. So we usually provide free, no, and also paid webinars, no, at least every month. We try to at least provide a free webinar for everyone. So for this month, we have decided to provide our signature program, which is emotional intelligence. No? And amongst HR and training consulting, I'm proud to say that we really try to focus on emotional intelligence because it is very important for me to really focus on it. Since I have, had that passion since I got certified in 2012 from the US now with regards to emotional intelligence. That's why it's been my passion to be able to train, to provide information, knowledge to everyone who's available to be able to listen, no, and also learn from this. So today, again, I will not anymore uh, go directly, no? I'll go directly to sa ating program itself in terms of what we're going to cover for today. Yeah. So again, the title of our program is how emotional intelligence affects our leadership skills. So that's what we're going to discuss for the next few minutes or so, at least an hour with you. No? And then, of course, at the last portion, we'll have, please stay on if you have questions. And at the same time, we're going to make an exciting offer, no, for everyone. So please listen in, no, to our program for this afternoon. Okay, so let me now let me just ensure that I'll be there. Okay. So for our topic for this afternoon, mention, um, we're going to look at two important things, so emotional intelligence and how it affects our leadership skills. So, my first question would be what makes a great leader? So, for a lot of us, when we ask this question, what makes a great leader? Probably some of us will actually say that a great leader has the right skills, has the right ambition, no, or probably has given the opportunity. No? And if we look at based on research, we can see um it is not what you can't see in the resume that matters, no? So that means the technical skills, although it is important for the job or becoming a leader, but that's not what really matters right now, no? So uh in this case, no, we talk about emotional intelligence. And again, to give us an idea, for those who are probably the first time learning about emotional intelligence, as per the definition of Daniel Goleman, so Daniel Goleman is a New York Times best-selling author, and in the 1990s, he popularized, no, the term emotional intelligence. Although again, no, the definition first. Let's look at the definition. No? The definition is that emotional intelligence is our capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, for managing emotions in ourselves and in our relationship. So since it's a capacity, so I would say it's a skill. So that means it is something that we can develop. Okay. So that is the clear definition of, or the clear distinction between IQ and EQ in this case, is that IQ tends to be predisposed. It's based on your genetics, while emotional intelligence is that particular capacity or skill that you can develop. No? But of course, it has to be intentional, as they say. Okay, so this is the definition that I'd like to give you with regards to emotional intelligence. Now, let's try to do a quick survey. No, so we prepared a three question survey for you. So think about your day-to-day interactions and your typical workplace routine. No? Then ask yourself the following questions. No? So I'd like Justine to share to us our survey question. Okay, so the link is available in your chat box. Okay, so I'd like some interaction here. So kindly click the survey and then put your answers to the questions at the screen. Okay, so let's try to participate here by putting in your answer to this basic question.
Again, for those who are joining us, please check your chat box. The link for the survey is posted there. So just click on the link so that you can share your answers.
Okay. So interesting, no? So we can see that um, with the question, can you recognize emotions in yourself and other people and understand the basis for those emotions there? So far, we are getting good responses for the yes. Okay, there. So feel free to actually participate in the survey because it's part of the interaction that we have there. Okay. So again, for this question, we have 29 for the yes and 1 for no. Okay. Let's move to the second question this time. So the question is, are you able to harness your emotions and apply them to tasks like thinking and problem solving? Again, kindly type yes or no. Okay, so far we are getting good responses for this question. Okay, good. No? So far I think we have 29 for the yes, 3 for the no. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the third question this time. So for the third and final question, can you manage the emotions? Managing your own emotions and those of other people. Okay, let's try to answer this. So try to type yes or no based on how you manage your emotions. Okay. Yeah, thank you for participating in this quick survey. Okay. So for this question, so far we have 25 for the yes and 8 for no. Okay, good. So thank you very much, no, for participating in our quick survey regarding how to assess your emotional intelligence. Okay, let me continue, no. So I hope you got some idea, no, of what we're trying to point out here, no. So based on the three questions that I've shown you, um, and based on the research, no, successful leaders have the following. A successful leader. Based on research, these are the three important things that you can focus on. Okay. So number one, successful leaders are able to empathize and manage their emotions, and of course that of other people. Okay, which we'll discover later. No, which is part of emotional intelligence. Number two is that successful leaders are self-aware, but they are not egocentric. No, they don't believe that the world revolves around them. Okay, they quickly recognize the contribution of other people in their team, in their departments. No, the third is that they're able to keep their own emotions in check. No, while quickly thinking and problem solving around how their ideas will impact others. So if most of you have answered yes to those three questions that we've asked, no, um, that means no that somehow you have the making of a good or high emotional intelligence, no. And remember, emotional intelligence is not something fixed. It is something that we keep on trying to develop, no. There will be days, there will be times that our emotional intelligence will be up. Sometimes it will be low. Okay, So don't fret about it, no? But one of the things that you will notice is that your emotional intelligence, no? One indicator that it is growing is that when you encounter similar situations in the past, no, that used to affect you, for example, let's say, a colleague or a staff of yours probably annoys you or affects you because of their performance, because of their communication. If you're able to overcome it, no, one of the findings is that your emotional intelligence is actually working for you. Okay, so that means that when you're able to overcome and become more mature about it, no, that means your emotional intelligence is at work. Okay, now again, unlike IQ, which is basically the same throughout our life, no, emotional intelligence is based on competencies that are learned. Okay, so that means again, we can learn about emotional intelligence. That's why, I really appreciate you taking interest with this type of webinar, no, because we normally provide HR related programs, but I always make it the point that we discuss about emotional intelligence and its importance, no, even to the practice of human resource management. Now, emotional intelligence skills account for close to 90% of what distinguishes the most outstanding performers or leaders from average ones. No? So that means, it's a big thing. No? It's just a big deal. The fact, for example, that it has been studied, it has been written about by psychologists, by authors, that means that it is really important. No? So again, the trick in identifying and understanding the gaps between your self-assessment and those of others, no, will tell you why emotional intelligence is important. In a study again of 2,000 managers from 12 large organizations, 81% of competencies that distinguish outstanding managers were actually related to emotional intelligence. And that is according to a study, no, by Boyatsis, which later on we'll show some video about this. No? And also a recent study as well, a stunning finding of 99% of millennials believe that feedback is important, no? And many wish that they had more transparent conversation with their managers, no? Half of them prefer purposeful work, no, to a higher salary. And 62% want to work for a company that makes a positive impact. Okay? So can you give me a thumbs up sign if you agree with this, that for you, whether you're a millennial or a Gen Z, that feedback is important for you. No? If you're the leader, if you're the subordinate, feedback is important for you. No? And at the same time, no, for some of us who wants to work for a company that really makes an impact, no, not just for profit, but also makes an impact for the society. So that's something that also is part of this finding. Okay. Again, it's all about leaders who take the time to build a rapport with their employees and stakeholders will experience more long-term success than those solely focused on their own agenda. Okay? As they say, in terms of leader, no, becoming a leader, you move from being selfish and focusing on your agenda to becoming more selfless. Okay? But again, be careful not to have that kind of burnout, no? Because sometimes as a leader, you can actually experience burnout when you become extremely selfless. Okay? Obviously, you don't want that, no? You'd still want to enjoy your life, no, your work, no, and your family. Okay? Now, when you talk about emotional intelligence, what always comes to mind is the word empathy, right? So most of the times when we talk about emotional intelligence or EI, empathy, especially in the business world, seems unbusinesslike. No? Uh, Amid the rough realities of the marketplace, when you talk about being empathic, it's reserved normally for people. Sometimes it's have the connotation of being very weak, no, or very tolerating, no. But when you look at deeply what empathy is, no, it is one important characteristic of a leader. Okay, people look to a leader to provide supportive and emotional connections. That's what people are looking for, especially in the workplace right now. And that's what empathy is about. No? Um, when leaders drive emotions positively, what they bring about, no, is the best in others. No? In psychology, we call this effect resonance. Okay? Resonance is when the leaders are able to connect with their people, and in so doing, they bring out the best in other people. Okay? When they drive emotions negatively, leaders can spawn what we call dissonance. Okay? Let's look at this specific video. I'd like to share this video with you in the next slide, wherein Boyatsis will explain to us what it means to have a resonant leadership. So let's watch this video.
The important thing for us to think about in talking about the activation of the human capital in organizations is not the leader, but it's the relationship between the leader and the people around him or her. Leadership is a relationship. By definition, you can't be a leader unless there are followers. So now the question starts to be, let's look at the quality of the interaction, of the relationship that's formed and develops. When we look at that, we make the observation that effective leadership does not have to do with who's the smartest, does not have to do with whose mother owns most of the stock, does not have to do with who invented the key product or sold the big account or published the most A-level journal articles. The key to leadership has to do with these relationships. And in contrast to what we're often subject to, the effective leader is not the person who comes up with the strategy or the vision or the goals and in some kind of John Wayne image says, we're going to take that strategy and it's going to be good. They don't. They build a relationship. And for our 2002 book, we borrowed a term from physics. And actually I did it because of talking to a woman who does all of her research on dolphins and 3 neurologists who were looking at primate relationships between mothers and infants. And we're talking about resonance. Are you in sync with each other? Are you in tune with each other?
So again, he talked about having resonance. No? So resonance is when people feel in sync. No? A leader may manage, but they do not lead without a healthy dose of hearts. Okay? So that means that a leader, no, has to have that heart, no, to be able to be in sync, no, being able to really connect with people. The key again to creating resonance is the competency in emotional intelligence. This is how leaders handle themselves and their relationship. No, that's why when you ask a supervisor, a team leader, for example, no, how are you? Okay. The first thing that he will talk about, no, will tell you what is their quality of your emotional intelligence. Okay. When you have a resonant leader, no, he will talk more about how good their people are and how he connects with them, how he enjoys a good rapport and relationship with them. No? While a leader who does not have resonance will try to focus more on what his or her accomplishments are. So it's really me, me, me. So that's not resonance leadership. Resonance means that you focus more on other people, what they're capable of, what you're proud about them. So that brings about resonance. Now, how do leaders bring about resonance? No, here are practical ways. Research will reveal that a well-timed joke or playful laughter can actually bring about stimulated creativity, open lines of communication, enhance a sense of connection and trust, and make more fun, right? So who who wouldn't want a leader who, who's funny? For me, definitely I would want to have a leader like this, right? So somebody who perks up people, no, cracks joke, no, and laughs at mistakes, and not really, get mad at people for making a very simple mistake, right? Sometimes as they say, you just have to laugh at yourself, not taking yourself too seriously, right? Laughter, no, signals the group's emotional temperature, no? So I would be worried, for example, if I visit your office, for example, and I don't see people laughing in their office. Why? Because laughter, as they say, is a signal to the group's emotional temperature, offering one sure sign that people's heart as well as their minds are engaged. Okay? So again, laughter is something that we can make use of every now and then. Okay? Cheerfulness and warmth spread most easily while depression spreads hardly at all. Okay? On the other hand, we have dissonance. Dissonance is an unpleasant, a harsh sound. It refers to a lack of harmony. People will feel continually off key. It occurs when the leader is out of touch with the people in the room. Okay? So let me check with our participants. At one point in time, no, have you ever felt, no, that the leader was off key, no, off key, no? So that means that's dissonance, no? Can you type in just one, no, if you have ever experienced that, at your workplace, no, probably your leader was off key with you, no? Kumbaga nagkaroon ng dissonance, you don't understand your leader. Type in one. Okay, so ano lang tayo, real talk. Let's do a real talk, no? So for some of us, no, probably we have experienced it, right? So there's dissonance, no? There's, there's a lack of harmony. Okay, dissonance dispirits of people, burns them out, and sends them packing to another employer. It creates a toxic environment, and people take the toxicity at home. Imagine, diba? As they say, the relationship, no, that you really have to build in terms of your career is your relationship with your manager. Why? Because for some reasons, no, if you have a very good working relationship with them, it could actually bring about career progress. No, because of course your manager would be the key in terms of you developing your competencies and your career aspirations. Okay? But the opposite is true, wherein people can become toxic, right? They create a toxic environment. People take toxicity at home. And again, dissonance can range from the obvious tyrants who balls out and humiliates people to the dementors who unwittingly drain hope and happiness out of those around them. Dementors may be, successful short term, but they leave behind a toxic environment. Again, when managers reported on causes of conflicts in their jobs, the number one reason was the inept criticism by a boss. Okay? Definitely, if you have that experience of being criticized without really a good basis, then that creates dissonance. Now, let me show you this quick video again to show us what dissonance means. So let's watch this video and observe. Okay. So who can relate, no, to this particular video? Can you give me a thumbs up sign if you understood what the video showed to us? So that particular video showed us, no, what we call an autocratic leader, right? Which created dissonance. If you notice, towards the end of the video, no, if you look at the body language of people after that particular discussion or meeting, people were, not feeling well. Okay, they probably had a very bad, encounter with the manager, with the leader. No, so that is how, or that is what it feels to have a dissonant leader. Whenever, there's dissonance, for example, with the leader, when the members are not able to be open, there's no psychological safety. No, people can be, treated, and to feel inferior about themselves. So that's again, that's dissonance, as we have said. So in this case, let me now introduce again the domains of emotional intelligence. No? So for us to be able to have effective leadership skill, we need to look at what are the four domains of our emotional intelligence. So the four domains of emotional intelligence can be broken down into: first, self-awareness; second, self-management; third is social awareness; fourth is relationship management. So let's try to discuss each one of them briefly for us to have an idea of how we can try to develop our emotional intelligence. Starting with self-awareness, the first thing that we need to look at is that self-awareness brings about self-confidence. No? So every now and then, we need to take a look at whether are we confident about ourselves. No? We need to be able to have that certain level of confidence, a certain amount of confidence, no, that can bring about productivity in our jobs. No? So that's important for us. Okay. Perhaps the most telling sign of self-awareness is our propensity for self-reflection and for thoughtfulness. No, one of the ways that you can see that you have self-awareness is that you're able to reflect on what you're trying to do. No, so let's say, for example, when you talk to a person and you see that the person is not really doing well. No, so you become aware that and reflect on what would be the impact of the communication with that person. No, and on another thought as well, leaders who are self-aware, no, would be very thoughtful, no. They would make certain things, no, comment or even do certain gestures that will make other people feel that they recognize them. That is self-awareness. Okay. Another characteristic of self-awareness is that self-deprecating sense of humor. Okay, as we've said, in terms of self-management, no, if you don't take yourself too seriously, then probably you have a good self-awareness. Okay, so if you, of course, when you commit mistakes, or of course, if you achieve something, there's that self-awareness, because you know yourself very well. So emotionally intelligent managers likes to be in a room with smart people. No? Those who aren't emotionally intelligent want to be the smartest people in the room. No? And I remember when I mentioned this in a particular workshop, no, I remember that some of the managers, no, who were identified to have low emotional intelligence, no, started looking at themselves. No? So again, emotional intelligence is not feeling, the smartest person in the room. No, it's all about trying to look at, what other people can contribute, and as well as what you can contribute. The second part of emotional intelligence is self-management. It starts with self-control. No, when you talk about self-management, there's that classic study that was done, the marshmallow study, wherein kids, no, children were given, no, four children were given that marshmallow test, wherein they were given the instruction not to eat, no, the marshmallow until, no, that the person had to return, no, to the room, no, and what happened there was that, there were there is one person who actually wasn't able to control himself and ate all the marshmallow that was given. No? And when the person came back, no, the person was not able to maintain that instruction. And because of that, that tells us the story of that marshmallow test tells us that we need to be able to practice self-control. For a lot of decisions that we make in our lives, for example, uh, making sure that we have self-control will actually bring about more success in what we're trying to do. No? But when you're always affected by stress and you cannot manage your time, that means your self-management will be low. Okay? Another characteristic for self-management is that you're able to achieve something. No? For some people who set their goals to something and they are able to achieve it, that means their self-management is high. So whenever you try to set a goal for yourself and you're able to achieve it, no, that brings about confidence, and that again brings about self-awareness. You know what you're good at, you also know what you're not so good at, okay? And that will help you achieve something. Another characteristic of self-management is initiative. No? For some people, no, they do not need to be told what to do, so they have initiative. No? Initiative is one of the things that I think helps people to be promoted to the next career. No? When you have initiative, no, you take that first step or you take that next step, even if other people are not telling you, because you would want to be able to try it out. No? You're not afraid that you can commit a mistake, probably learn from it if ever. No? What's important is that you take the next step, no? Which is again a good quality of a leader. No? Leadership is about risk taking, so that means that sometimes you don't know exactly what will happen, but you do it anyway. Okay, so that's part of self management. Another is, of course, optimism. No? Optimism is an important characteristic of an emotion intelligent person. Because when you have optimism, you have that sense of hope, no, that things will get better, when you do certain things. No? When people are pessimistic, they tend to get stuck with what they're doing, and once you're there, for example, if you get stuck with what you're doing, you can see that you don't become productive. No, you tend to hate yourself when you're becoming pessimistic. No, and when people become pessimistic, that could actually bring about depression as well. Okay, so in this case, we need to be able to see why is it important to have self management. So no leader can afford to be controlled by negative emotions such as frustration, rage, or even anxiety. No? Again, self-management frees us from being a prisoner of our feelings. Leaders who can stay optimistic and upbeat even under pressure radiate positive feelings and again create resonance. Okay? So again, even if times are tough, times are difficult, but if you can remain to be optimistic and upbeat, because of that pressure, you will create resonance with your people. Okay, that means that they can see that you're really trying your best to be able to provide what is necessary for the team. Okay, so that's again a good quality of self management. So ultimately, the most meaningful act of responsibility that leaders can do is to control their own state of mind. That is the first quality that we need to see in terms of our emotional intelligence. Okay? If you can control how you think, no, that will contribute to better emotional intelligence. Now, let's look at social awareness this time, no, the third um, domain of emotional intelligence. No? So this is where empathy becomes important. No? So empathy is the number one ingredient in social effectiveness in the workplace. No? Um, Normally, people who are socially aware, they seem approachable. No, you can approach them. They listen carefully with you, and they respond appropriately with what you're saying to them. So that's part of social awareness. Now, you can control in your life, you can control three things. What are those three things that we can control? Take a look at this one. So, you can only control what you think, what you say, and how you behave. Okay? So, to improve our social awareness, we have to remember this. Okay? The only thing that we can control is what you think, what you have to say, and how you will behave. Okay? By doing so, you are improving, no, your social awareness because you are not in control of them. What you're trying to do is you allow them to express it to you, no, and as part of effective communication, you're able to listen, no, provide empathy to them, and at the same time, again, no, take note that empathy is not just clearly understanding, but trying to come up with a solution to it. No, once you understand what the other person is feeling, for example, then you try to, as a leader, come up with a solution. Okay? So when you come up with a solution, that means that you become socially aware. Okay? And that's part of emotion intelligence. Instead of you being affected, let's say because of what the other person tells you, let's say your staff tells you he cannot do it, no? So instead of you trying to discourage that person, no? If you are socially aware, what you're going to do is to encourage that person, no? To tell that person, I know that you can do it, no? And sometimes those words, for example, I know you can do it, for example, those are the words that some people would like to hear, right? Because when our staff, for example, feels that we are confident about them, no, somehow yung confidence nila can go up, no. If people doesn't have that confidence, no, we have to provide it, no. That's the purpose of our relationship with them. Okay, if we have a connection with them, if we have a resonant leadership, then we can connect with them. But if we don't see them as being part of our leadership, okay, they're just merely followers, then we will have a dissonant leadership. We are totally detached from these people. Okay, so again, take note of that. No? So for you to improve your social awareness, remember that you can only control what you think, what you say, and how you behave. No? Change cannot happen directly from you. No? Probably, it's plus point if you can, but lasting changes happens with the decision of an individual to actually change. We can only do so much as a leader. Social awareness again is empathy. It's not about I'm okay, you're okay. It means taking employees' feelings into thoughtful consideration and then making intelligent decisions that translates those feelings into a response. Okay? So, whenever you understand what other people are feeling, no, it doesn't stop there. You tend to move towards a solution, no, to an action. That is what social awareness is all about. So the evidences of social awareness, number one is you become an expert in building and retaining your talent. Second, you're able to be sensitive in terms of culture. And third, you're able to provide good service to clients and customers. Those are evidences of social awareness. The fourth domain of emotional intelligence is relationship management. Here are the characteristics. No? When you have relationship management as part of your emotional intelligence, you're able to motivate other people with a compelling vision. Okay? You're also able to influence them if ever there are differences in opinions, are able to resolve it through conflict. No? You're able to also show teamwork and collaboration with other people. And finally, no, one of my favorite in terms of relationship management is developing others. When you're able to develop other people to become better than you, or even to become the best version of themselves, no, the people under you, when you develop other people like that, then that means that you have a good competency on relationship management. So again, relationship management is friendliness with a purpose, moving people in the right direction, whether it is an agreement, a marketing strategy, or simply just an enthusiasm about a project. Okay? So that is, what relationship management is all about, no? Keeping our communication lines open with the people that we handle. Now, since we're talking about leadership skills here, no, let's talk about what are certain leadership styles that will create resonance. No? So the 4 leadership styles that will create resonance are the following. We have the visionary leadership style. That means you move people towards your dreams when change requires a new vision. Coaching as a leadership style connects what the person wants with the organizational goal. Affiliative leadership style that creates resonance means you connect people to each other. Okay. And democratic leadership style no, values people's input and gets their commitment. So this 4 leadership style tends to create resonance. No? So once you practice this type of leadership style, no, you're able to connect with your people and bring about resonance. Now, on the other side, 2 styles that create dissonance, on the other hand, are the following. You need, one is what we call the pace setting style. This is where leader holds a very high standard of performance. They become very obsessive about doing things better and faster. But this can leave employees feeling pushed too hard. And the leader will appear to not care about people that they're driving. Okay, so that's a pace setting style. And you would normally see this in organizations going through a lot of changes. Okay, so pace setting style is one style that will create dissonance. Normally, a pace setter is somebody who exceptionally has high standards, is impatient with poor performance, their readiness to take over for people when they get into difficulties. No? So those that's what we call a pace setting style. No? The second style is what we call the commanding style. This is the style that says, do it because I say so. Okay. The characteristic is that they rarely use praise and freely criticizes employees. This type of bosses are becoming dinosaurs, right? They may achieve financial goals, but have no regard for long-term human or organizational cost. So the commanding style, these leaders drive away the talent. The number one reason people cite for quitting is again dissatisfaction with their boss. No? Can you relate with this? No? Those with bad bosses are 4 times more likely to leave than those who appreciate the leader that they work for. Okay? So again, these 2 style, pace setting style and commanding style can bring about dissonance. Okay? So that's what we have to remember. If you're the leader, no, you can use the pace setting style from time to time. I'm not saying that it could not be used, but you need to temper that style, no, with the coaching style. When you use pace setting style, make sure that you also show people that you can coach them to reach that standard. For the commanding style, I would caution you of using this, particularly in terms of handling the present generation. No? For most people, they don't want to be micromanaged. A commanding style tends to be a micromanager. Okay? So be careful in using this particular style. So again, remember, attention is the currency of leadership. What you pay attention to becomes what your followers will become. Okay, so make sure that you focus on your leadership competency. Remember also that building one's emotional intelligence cannot and will not happen without your sincere desire and concerted effort. Okay, as they say, for things to change, no, at least in your case individually, you have to start with the desire. No? Whenever you have the desire to become more emotionally intelligent, that is the starting point. No? For you to understand yourself and how you relate to other people, it starts with the desire. Okay? And the effort that you put in, will actually again resonate with people. No? when you notice that, for example, if people will notice that you become less angry, you become less anxious, you become less commanding, for example, then that means that you're working on your emotional intelligence. Okay, it is not easy, no, but it is doable. So, as a final reminder, as I wrap up my presentation for you, in your daily conversations, no, try to ask questions rather than make statements. Okay? Keep your stories about yourself to 3 to 4 sentences. When you're talking to your people, no, try to listen more about what they're going to tell you rather than you always telling them what you want to tell them. Okay? Try to ask meaningful questions to your people and see that you will create a resonant leadership. Again, most leaders aren't suffering because they cannot solve their problems. They are suffering because they cannot see their problems. So with that, no, I conclude my presentation, and let me just leave you with a question. Are you interested in developing your emotional intelligence? Based on what I have shown you in this short and brief presentation, that is the question that I'd like to leave with you. No? And at, at the end of this presentation that I have, no, I'd like to let you know that for Talent Reach, we are offering right now what we call this program, no? This set of programs. It's a unique program as far as I know, because it offers program that looks at the participants' practice and development. It's not just a theoretical knowledge. Because in this case, you will be utilizing a valid assessment tool, no, that I have been gifted with as part of my certification. And that's why, I encourage those who are listening right now, we can make use of it, no, so that you can further develop your emotional intelligence in a systematic way. So let me leave you. This is my last slide. Um, these are our 3 options. So option one that you can decide for today is to attend further our regular webinars from Talent Reach. No, because we're just at the start of the year. So that's one option that you have. Second option is you can contact us. We conduct in-house program about emotional intelligence. If you um, took interest with this particular webinar, then you can contact us further so that we can conduct it with your own teams or your own company. Or option three is you can take an EQ assessment and avail of the free 30 minutes coaching. So for this webinar, we're limiting this particular option 3, no, for the first 10 people who would express their interest to actually go through option 3. Okay? So if you are that person who would like to take option 3 as a result of this webinar, no, we will gladly get in touch with you, no, so that you can experience directly what it means to develop your emotional intelligence. Okay? So let me now turn over the floor to Aimee for um, our question and answer, and no, we'd like to encourage you to tell us your option. Is it option one, option two, or option three?
All right. Okay, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for all those who are still here. We still have over 60 people still in the room that stayed with us. Thank you very much for taking your time again. And for the mechanics now of our offer, for those who will be interested, we'll be able to only accommodate the first 10. So the only mechanic is that you send us an email at italentreach@gmail.com, expressing your interest to take on that option 3 offer. No? So in the offer, you will get a 30-minute coaching. So when you take the assessment, It's a very good assessment. So we've actually given it to our to some of our clients, no. So they've been really very impressed in terms of the results because it really actually delivers talaga, no, very very close to yung what's really happening on the particular employee and on and that particular individual, no. So if you're interested, just send us an email at iTalentReach. We'll be able to accommodate the first 10. Now, if you remember when you registered and you expressed interest uh, in the assessment and taking in the assessment and finding more about our EQ program, we'll also be sending you some details about it, and you'll will invite you to take the assessment if you'll be interested. And hopefully, if you're one of those who express the interest and you're also one of the 10, you also get the free coaching. Yan. So ang mechanic lang is you just send us an email and express your interest to take on the assessment so that you get that free coaching. No? But if you do want to take the assessment, but you're not one of the 10, you still get to actually take on the assessment and you'll be given the result, except that there won't be the free coaching. Yeah. But anyway, for all the programs that we're offering, especially the EQ programs, if you're interested, or to also send us an email about it. Yeah. So we'd like to invite everyone to just type in your questions, no. So I know that it's a little over 2 minutes, no, from the 1 hour. If you have any questions, you're welcome to type it in on the chat box. Yeah.
So if you have any questions or even takeaways from what we have discussed, what would be one thing that you have picked up from this particular webinar that we have discussed?
Right.
So we'd like to hear from our participants on how this webinar taught us what would be one lesson that you have learned from this particular 1 hour webinar. Or any questions in that case.
Or
No?
if you have any questions, or yeah. I think they're trying to digest, some of the information and things that they've actually gotten for today's webinar. So again, this is one of our signature programs. Usually itong webinar na to, it's actually a whole day, even a 2-day program, no.
Yeah.
But we try to just give you uh, some, at least for the first part, no, what will happen or what happens when we conduct the program. So this is just really a sort of a teaser, no, on what the kind of program that you can get when you go through that discovering, developing emotional intelligence through your team. So we've been doing these with some of our clients, no, doing talks and also workshops on emotional intelligence, aside from, of course, the HR seminars and workshops that we also conduct with our clients. Ayan. So, I guess they're still trying to actually think about what the question is. But what we would like is we're going to post a link, no. This is just a feedback form. We're always trying to improve on the topics and how we run our programs. So we really encourage you to give us a feedback. You can actually also put in there some recommendations that you would like,
Mm-hmm.
what you would like us to discuss on some of our webinars. We're very flexible. So even if nagbigay na kami ng topics, so when we see that the topic would be very interesting, we make sure that we create a schedule and a program for it. Yeah. So just click on the link that Justin posted. It's on the chat box to give your feedback. And also, again, we're inviting you if you're interested to um, get the assessment, no? Or just find out what the assessment is all about. You can send us an email. And the first 10, again, the first 10 that we will receive will be able to get the free coaching. But definitely for those who express or who answered yes, that they're interested to get the assessment, we'll give you the details and so that you will find out more about what this assessment is all about and how you can actually get the result and what the result would mean to you or to your organization.
Mhm.
Baka
Yeah,
ikaw may tanong.
yeah, I would like to just I don't know, tell something about regarding, since we talked about the EQ assessment. No, so when you take the assessment for you to find out your emotional intelligence, it will tell you the certain level or score that will tell you where are you at in terms of your emotional intelligence. No? And again, with regards to that, no, if you will look at it, for example, it will help you, no, develop, no, yung the kind of emotional intelligence that is necessary for leaders. No, so if you're a leader of the company, then definitely I would encourage you to actually take this type of assessment, because taking assessments like this, no, actually helps you develop yung leadership capacity. The more that you know about yourself, no, and also that of other people, that means na talagang somehow, no, it will actually make it better for the people that you have. Okay? Yeah.
Ayan. And for the leaders of the company who are actually interested to um, have a program that run in their with their employees, just reach out to us. We can create and design a program that's based on what you need, what your employees would like to develop. So we're very flexible at that. So our email is at italentteach@gmail.com. Again, thank you very much to those who are still here and to those who answered the survey questions. If also, I will post here the link to our HR skills workshop in today's workplace. So it's happening on March 22. Medyo mahaba pa naman yung time. If you would like to know more details about it, there's the link is there. You can click on the link so that you can find out the details and go ahead and register if you're interested to actually join. Yeah. Thank you very much to everyone again. Have a good rest of the week, and I hope that you stay healthy and safe all the time. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
very
Have a good
much.
night.